Okay, so I'm gonna go over how to make the moldings around your windows. Okay, so the first thing you wanna do is obviously make your 3 windows. Make sure they are all lined up, okay? So to make sure they are all lined up, you're taking the horizontal, you're putting a dot on the corner, and you're transferring that dot into a convergence line for over here. So by that, I mean you're taking the mark, you're lining it up with your vanishing point, and you're lining it up with this window here. So I know this window is the same height as this window. It just looks different because of the angle, okay? Because it is on the side wall and not the back wall. The back wall is always gonna be the front view, okay? So to make the molding, I am going to do the same thing, okay? So what I did is I measured 1/8. I'm gonna make my window molding 1/8 of an inch. Around the whole window. All right, so now as I'm doing the bottom part, like right now, I'm gonna leave my T-square lined up and I'm gonna put a dot on the corner and a dot on this corner. Then I'm gonna come up here. Okay, so for the top part, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm gonna draw my horizontal line and I'm gonna put a dot on this corner and a dot on this corner. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to transfer the molding to my side walls just by using those dots. I don't even have to measure anything. So I'm gonna take the dot, line it up with my vanishing point. Okay, and transfer it down here. Okay, take this top dot, line it up with my vanishing point. Okay, draw my convergence line. Then I am going to do the same thing on this one. Okay, take that top dot, line it up with my vanishing point. Okay, so now I know the molding is also accurate because it is matching the molding from the back wall just by using those little dots that I made. So in order to make the vertical lines, all you have to do is measure, okay? Measure from the window to the molding. And I have I have about 3/16. So I'm gonna come over here and make it 3/16. 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna come down here, I'm gonna measure this. Okay, I'm at 5/16. I'm gonna come over here, measure 1, 2, 3, 4, 5/16. Okay, so those are my vertical measurements. Okay, and they are getting larger as they get closer to the viewer. Okay, they are appearing larger because as things get further away, they appear smaller. Then I'm gonna come over here, I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm measuring. I have 3/16 again. 1, 2, 3. The reason why I'm measuring and I'm not using the measurements from this window is because they might be placed differently. Okay, so see how they're not spaced exactly? So they might be slightly off, but for the most part, they're pretty close. This one looks smaller. This is probably gonna be about 1/4. This is, actually it's about 5/16 also, okay? So I'm measuring 5/16 over here. Taking my T-square. My T-square is too big. The camera's in the way, so I'm gonna just use this one. Use your metal T-square at all times. It works better for the lines. I'm just doing this for the purposes of the movie making. All right, so to make base molding, you're going to measure. Okay, you want your base molding larger than your window molding, so I'm gonna use 1/4 of an inch. Okay, then you're gonna put your horizontal line on the bottom. Okay, then you're just taking that point, matching it up with the vanishing point. And do the same thing with the other side. If I wanted to do crown molding, I would do the same exact thing. I would measure probably about 1/4 of an inch. I would draw my horizontal line. I would match this up with the vanishing point, draw on that wall, and do the same thing on this side. It's basically the same exact thing that you did down here, just on the top wall, okay? And your molding is on the wall, not the floor. And again, it is on the wall, not the ceiling. So please make sure that you're putting it in the right spot.